Hey guys, sorry for the delay this morning. We had a technical issue on our end, and Zoom, you can't do a meeting like at a quarter hour. So for example, we couldn't just delay it and start at 10:45. We had to kind of bump it to 11. So I apologize for any inconvenience. I'm sorry about the delay. These things happen. So I appreciate you being patient and sticking with us if you're still able to do the class. That's awesome. So we're not going to use a lot of props today. By the way, my name is Jay. This is Flow and Ground. This will be an hour and 15-minute class. Just stay and do what you can. If you don't want to stay the whole time, that's fine. We are going to start sitting, and I encourage you to get something to sit on, whatever you have at home. If you don't have blocks, first of all, you can always start sitting in a chair if you want to try that. I do think it is helpful to have something that is firmer, like towels and blankets are fine if you can stack them up, but you want something that's going to actually give you some support. And sometimes really squishy pillows and blankets are better than nothing, but they're not super supportive if you've got tight hips or any issues with your low back. So think about maybe doing a sofa cushion, some kind of cushion that's a little bit firmer, a little bit denser is always helpful. You could try stacking some bigger books if you want, whatever you happen to have, magazines. Just try to find some support so that you're sitting comfortably, because we are going to start sitting today. Also, some of the things I suggest may or may not work for you, for your body. I want you to do what does work for you. If I don't make a suggestion that does work and you know of something else, feel free to do it. I don't really believe in universal alignment. I think we're all built different. There was a great article that just came out in Yoga Journal about how there really isn't a universal alignment because everybody's body is so different. We have different histories. So like if I say shoulder width apart, I mean, you have play with that. That's not a hard and fast rule. So a little bit wider, maybe a little bit narrower. I want you to make this work for you, so you have the freedom and the flexibility in a regular class to do this. But for some reason, I think we're a little more comfortable doing it at home because nobody's around, so we don't really care as much. We're not worried about what everybody thinks about what we do. So that's one of the advantages about home practice is we tend to do a little bit, practice a little bit differently when nobody else is around. That's just how we are. So we are going to get started here in a minute. Is it time? Close enough? Okay. So welcome to Flow and Ground. My name is Jay. We're going to go ahead and get started. So hopefully you have at home something to sit up on. You can always start, like I said, in any position that you like. If you don't like to sit cross-legged like I am, you can always do a bound angle if you prefer. You can kneel. It's really up to you, whatever position is most comfortable for you. That is what I want you to, that's what I want you to do. So once you get situated on whatever you're sitting on, we're going to start sitting or kneeling. So go ahead and have your hands, palms up, and just kind of relax the hands, relax the fingers. And I want you to kind of take a minute and do a little rock, and then end up eventually with the shoulders balanced over the hips. Make sure you're not leaning back too far or leaning forward. You can always start with your back against a wall if that gives you a little bit better support. That's always an option. So once you get situated here, I want you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If it's not, you can keep your eyes open and just kind of look off in the distance, sort of looking at something way off, not really focusing on it, keeping it nice and fuzzy. And just start to transition onto your mats, into your yoga practice. Just take a moment and appreciate the surroundings that you're in, your home, appreciate the shelter, the protection that you have in that space that you're in. See if you can set aside for the rest of this class any worries, fears, anxieties. Just see if you can leave them off to the side somewhere. You can imagine that you're opening a closet door in your mind and putting them in the closet and closing the door, just leaving them there until we're done. And you may hear noises. You may hear people in your space, outside your space. And I want you to shift from feeling like you need to be in tune with those noises, on alert, that fight or flight syndrome. I want you to shift out of that to where you are, you're not letting those affect your state of mind, your state of being. You notice them, they seem muffled far away, and you let them go. And start to feel the contact points between your body and the floor, the ground. And imagine from those contact points, you're growing roots through the ground. And imagine those roots are sprouting roots, and they're spreading out in every direction so that you feel that tether, that connection to the earth, to the ground, feeling that calm, centering, grounding energy of the earth being transferred into your body through those roots. So they're moving up through the roots into your body from all those contact points, and it's spreading upward. And start to focus in on your breath, your inhales and your exhales. And imagine that your next inhale starts at the base of your spine, or maybe even from a root out of the base of your spine, your sits bones into the ground, and just feel it move from there all the way up the spine, giving you space between each vertebra, allowing a sense of releasing any compression, tension between the vertebra all the way up to the top of your head, and feel your exhale as it moves back down the spine, softening, releasing any tension, any holding, gripping in your body. And keep breathing that Sushumna breath. Imagine that you're moving that white golden light up the spine with the inhale and down the spine with the exhale. Imagine that breath as a little energetic loop moving up and down the spine. And then start to elongate your exhale, slightly longer than the inhale. So imagine that if you're inhaling for a count of 5, as you move up the spine, then you exhale for a count of 7. And with those extra few counts, you're really allowing the lungs to empty, to get all the way to empty. And you're actually going past the tailbone, past the sits bones into the earth, and grabbing some of that calming, peaceful, soothing energy from the earth. So if you continue with this breath cycle, inhaling for anywhere from 3 to 5 counts, exhaling for 5 to 7 counts. And remember, at the very bottom of that exhale, you're going past the tailbone, imagining you have a tail or a root into the earth, and then coming from that all the way back up. And see if you can allow everything else to fall away, but that concentration, that focus, that awareness of your breath. And last few cycles here. Trying to fully expand on the inhale. So full of air, so full of breath. Prana, you're about to burst. And as you exhale, allow yourself to get all the way to empty. Empty of air before you move into the next breath. Last cycle here, last one. Nice and slow and even all the way up on the inhale, and have the same pace, the same quality all the way back down with the exhale. So it's slow and measured. And see if you can keep that slow and measured quality of breath through the whole class. So even though we focus on it in the beginning, you want to keep it during the whole class. And at the very bottom of that last exhale, when you're totally empty of air, we're going to do a few reset breaths. So go ahead and release your hands to the sides of your hips, palms facing down. I want you to inhale, shrug the shoulders up all the way up. Inhale and exhale with a press the shoulders, press the palms straight down. Two more like that. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, press it down. One more time. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, press all the way back down. Really press the palms, press the shoulders down. Keeping that downward movement with the shoulders, with the hands. From here, keeping the chin in, I want you to slow, and you can release the fingertips to the floor, that's fine. From here, chin comes in, and just slowly lift and look up. And exhale, chin comes down and forward. With the shoulders down, it gives you a little bit more room for the back, for the neck to drop the head back. And lift again, inhale, chin up. Exhale slowly, lowering that chin down. Allowing the ribs to soften in a little bit as you come forward. And last one, inhale, lift, open up. Try to lift the back ribs and the front ribs. And exhale, lower that chin. Slowly on an inhale, bring your head back to center. Take the fingertips behind. I want you to go ahead and switch out the feet. I have these little compression arch support things on my feet. I'm playing around with this. That's what's on my feet, in case you were wondering. I'll let you know how it works once I've used them for a little bit. So we're going to play around with some warm-up twists. Go ahead and take your right foot and place it in front of the left ankle. We're going to do a seated twist first, and then we're going to do a little half malasana to warm up the hips. So if you're sitting up on something, that's fine. You can stay up on it. If you prefer to take it off to the side, that's okay. And if you want a little bit of space, if you've got really long legs, you can take your foot a little bit out away from the ankle, that's fine. You just want the left heel to be right under the right hip, right thigh, somewhere in there. And then your right foot is either right up against the ankle or a little bit in front. So from here, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, the arms overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to cross over. Left elbow is going to go outside the right knee. And you can have it here. You can have the arm bent. I like to actually hold the knee with my hand because my hips are tight and always pulls my knee away. So it's up to you. Other hand, you can have the fingertips by your hip and just turn to the side. Not doing a lot of torque twisting, which is good for those of you with bone density issues or back issues. You can always minimize torque. Everybody else, if you want to move into a little bit of a deeper twist, take the right hand behind you. Always inhale up, lengthening up first. Remember, not just the front, also the back ribs. And as you exhale, turn and look over that back shoulder. So for any other modifications, anything you want to do here, fine. We're just moving into an easy little warm-up twist. Also engaging that back arm, that right arm. See if you can engage that right shoulder blade, pulling that right shoulder a little bit to kind of wrap. It's like you're pulling that right shoulder blade, wrapping it around the back. And from here, inhale, slowly turn towards the front. Go ahead and take your hands over to the opposite sides of the mat. You can take your other hand across. So left hand outside, right hand outside left knee. And again, we're going to do a little counter twist going the other way. So you can just look to the side over the opposite shoulder. Think about wringing away, letting go of something, tension in and around the spine, in and around the mid-body. Twists are also good for kind of massaging the organs, massaging tight muscles in and around the mid-body. From here, inhale, slowly come to the front. So you can take that right leg and kind of take it a little bit at an angle, turn that foot slightly out, almost the position like if you were in Malasana. And I want you just to kind of lean forward right here and take the hands to the floor. So the knee is kind of just outside the shoulder. You can stay right here if you want to, if you're tight in the hips. This is fine. You don't have to move at all. I'm going to show you another option for those of you that Malasana is challenging for a lot of people because it's a deep, 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 intense hip opener. But a lot of people can do half Malasana, or this version on one side at a time, and you get the hip opening, but you're just not in a position that makes you want to grind your teeth into powder like it does me. So stay right here if you want to. If you want a little bit more, you can slowly roll forward over the left. So the left hip is right over the left heel, and you can slowly shift that right foot a little bit further forward and see if you can just kind of lean a little bit into, this is a half Malasana. Normally in Malasana, we're here in that Malasana squat, but a half Malasana to me allows you to really get into one hip at a time. So you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you can come up kind of on the heel and have your elbow kind of opening. We're getting into the adductor on that right side. So just kind of gently opening it up. You can stay right here. You can kind of allow yourself to sink the knee forward. Knees shouldn't really go past the toes here. And your knee, everybody's knee is different, so you may not even want to go this far forward. It's fine. So we're just going to hold it somewhere for 3 breaths. So you pick a position that's going to work for you. Trying to keep the chest up as much as you can. If you can't and you have to lean a little bit forward, it's fine. But if you're able to, try to keep that chest up a little bit, because that's really what you want to do in a regular Malasana anyway. So from here, take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale all the way out, big sigh. 2 more times, breathe in. And sigh all the way out. 1 more time, deep breath in. And sigh all the way out. So carefully just start to roll back. Coming back, if you were sitting on something, that's fine. Rolling back, or just rolling back over that leg. And once you get over, go ahead and bring that right foot in. We're going to do a little reset here. So go ahead and pull the left foot out from under. And just take the legs and kind of extend them a little bit forward. And just do a lazy little windshield wiper. And you can lean back onto the hands here if that feels better. Just kind of let the knees roll side to side. You don't have to be sitting on something if you don't want to. Remember, that is totally up to you. And then just take a minute, kind of drop the knees towards each other and just let the knees roll open in and out a couple of times. You can also roll out the feet and ankles, because kneeling like that can sometimes be a little bit stressful on the feet, the heels. And then go ahead and come all the way back up, walk the hands in. And once you get the hands in, go ahead and see if you can remember which foot was in front. If you can't, that's okay. Just switch out the feet if you feel pretty confident you're aware of which leg was in front. If not, don't worry, we'll figure it out in a minute. Okay, so once you get back sitting up tall, I want you to have your hands palms down this time on the legs. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and I just want you to process and notice how that one side, that hip feels, that left hip feels versus the right side. And when you're ready, big inhale through the nose, big sigh, all the way out. So we're going to go ahead and do that same thing on the opposite side. So go ahead and take your right heel underneath the left hip, kind of bring that foot in. So remember, you don't have to bring the foot in all the way into the shin if you don't want to. You can have it in front a little bit. It depends on the length of your legs. So remember, everybody's built different, so just kind of make adjustments where it works for you and your body. So wherever that foot is, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Remember, we're moving into that twist. So you can take your your left elbow, no, your right elbow, sorry. Right elbow outside that left knee if you want to. This is one way to do this. You can always grab the knee if you like, or have the arm straight outside. It's up to you. I like to hold on to the knee this way because I feel like I have better leverage. So your hand can go beside the left hip. You can look past the left shoulder and just stay right here, not doing a lot of twisting, not doing a lot of torque if you have bone density issues or if you have some back stuff going on. Everybody else, if you do want a little bit deeper twist, take your hand behind you and you're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, you're going to turn and look behind you over the left shoulder. The inhale is where you get the space in the spine as you lift up with the inhale. And the exhale is where you see if you have a little bit more room in that twist. A little bit of healthy compression through that mid body. On an inhale, slowly come back to the front, and we're going the other way. So come across to that knee, opposite knee this time. So left hand on right knee. You can just turn to the side. Other hand can be right by your hips. Or if you want, you can do just a little bit of the same, little bit deeper twist on this other side, looking over that back shoulder. And remember, you're pulling that back shoulder blade. So whatever shoulder you're looking across behind you, you're pulling that back shoulder blade into the spine. Slowly inhale back to the front. And once you get back to the front, we're going to do that same little half malasana on this side. So you can just take your foot a little bit out to the left, foot pointing out at a little bit of an angle, and just take your hands forward. You can stay right here. You don't have to move at all. And you can always come a little bit deeper forward if you want to. So remember, staying right here is an option. This is fine. If you want to come a little bit further forward, right hip over the right heel, this is fine. You can take this left foot out a little bit further. And remember, the knees don't really go past the toes. You can kind of rock a little bit forward here if you want to, getting into that half malasana on the other side. You're going to take your elbow inside the knee and gently encourage the opening. Remember the adductor on the left side this time. So if you need to stay with your hands here, that's totally fine. If you can come up a little bit, elbow or forearm inside that knee, this is okay. If this is a little bit too much compression for the knee, you can always try to tuck the back toes under and come up a little bit. I will tell you that is a shockingly painful stretch for the toes, but if you want to do it that way, it's fine. Just make this work for you. So wherever you are, we're going to hold it here in that half malasana. Remember, you can have a little bit more of a calf stretch, keeping the knees just not going way out in front of the toes, and everybody's different, so make it to where it's not really uncomfortable for your knee or your ankle. So when you get here, 3 big breaths wherever you are. So take a big inhale through the nose, big sigh all the way out through the mouth. Trying to soften a little bit each time. Big inhale and sigh all the way out. Last time, big breath in, big sigh. Let that go. From here, carefully make your way back. Actually, no, take the props off away from behind you. Go ahead and roll onto your sits bones and take the legs wide. Take the legs out wide and go ahead and just gently kind of shake out the legs. I know that can be a little uncomfortable on the knees, so kind of shake out the knees a little bit. Roll the feet in and out a couple of times. And you can go ahead and do circles with the heels down, just moving the feet in circles. It's okay if the legs bend, that's fine. Just circle those feet around, maybe 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. And a seated straddle right here, so feet are nice and wide. I have my spray because I have a hot flash in here. This whole thing, which is always nice to have an emergency. So flesh out from under the sits bones, so you can really feel the contact of the sits bones on the ground. If you're tight through the hamstrings and or the hips, then keep the hands behind you for leverage. It's a good way to make sure that you're not collapsing the hips into a posterior tilt. You don't want the hips dropping way back behind you. So keeping the hands behind you, just try to take a minute, kind of flex the feet. Notice if you want the feet in line with the legs. I just noticed one of my legs just want to kind of flop out to the side. So engagement with the feet, yogi toes, flexing those toes from here. I want you to see if you can start to lean forward any amount. If it feels like you need to stop at any point, feel free to stop. If you feel like you can still keep the forward momentum and you're hinging in the hips, you can take the hands to the floor in front of you. If when you do that, you feel like it pulls your hips back and it rounds out your body, go ahead and keep your hands back here to brace yourself for leverage, for support. Wherever you are, I want you just to hold it here and breathe. Go ahead and take your left hand inside the left leg. If you prefer to have your hand palm down anywhere just for support, that's fine. But see if you can take the left hand inside the left leg, palm pointed up, and reach the right hand up to the ceiling and look up. And just allow the hand to sort of reach towards the toes, reaching down the leg, and then inhale up. Just do that a few times, just leaning in whatever amount you can, and come up. And one more time. Whole leaning out down that leg, over that left leg, reaching along, feeling that stretch all the way up the hip into the ribs. And slowly inhale, come all the way through center and go right over to the other side, palm up. So right palm inside the right leg, left hand is reaching up to the ceiling. And from here, you're just gonna kind of lean down the leg and inhale, take that hand back up. A couple more times, just kind of softening, reaching down that leg, inhaling up one more time. And then you have the option to hold here or hold leaning down the leg. It's up to you. Just hold it here and breathe. You can look straight ahead. You can look down at the leg. Or if you like, you can look up underneath that arm, up at the ceiling. Breathe, soften as much as you can. And inhale, come all the way back up. And last time, take a moment in center, hands in front, hands in the back, and just take a moment and process those stretches. Just notice how you're feeling, notice how that feels. We're gonna lean forward one more time. So from here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just lean forward any amount and allow yourself to either keep the support behind you or just take the hands in front and hold it here and breathe. Grounding through the sits bones, grounding through the legs. Feeling that stability of the earth below the legs, below the sits bones. And from that stability, from that grounding, if you're seeing how much room you have to expand, to lengthen out of that hold. You have the option, of course, to reach out and grab onto the feet. If you're flexible enough to lower all the way down to the floor, feel free. Wherever you are, we're gonna have 3 breaths here. So big inhale through the nose. Big sigh, all the way out through the mouth. Last few breaths here. Big inhale. Big sigh, all the way out. Last time, big breath in and big sigh, all the way out. From here, carefully walk the hands in, and when you get all the way up, lean back onto the hands. Go ahead and pull the shoulder blades together. Last little lift here, open up, look up. As you exhale, bring the chin forward, closing off the throat. Go ahead and bring the legs in, plant the feet, and we're gonna do the same little windshield wiper again. So just go ahead and drop the legs all the way to one side. If you can, just allow them to soften all the way, and give yourself space between the feet. If you can't get them all the way down, try giving yourself a little bit of space. And just that lazy little rock side to side a few more times. Just kind of noticing how your hips feel from that opening little half molasses that we did. I know that's kind of intense, but I wanted to do a lot of first and second chakra hips, so as opening today. So I think we need it. And next time you drop to one side, go ahead and hold it here and bring the legs around. Props are kind of off to the side, out of the way. And go ahead and make your way onto your hands and knees into your tabletop position. Once you get into your tabletop position, make sure you've got your stuff out of the way. So hands, wrists about hip width apart. About shoulder width apart. So remember, I told you, everybody's built a little different. If you have broad shoulders, maybe taking the hands just a little bit wider, because it's hard to really, we think we're in the right alignment, but sometimes it's more of a feel thing than what it looks like. In fact, most of the time it is. Knees underneath hips. So once you get here, ground through the palms, ground through the knees, really feel stable on the floor. And then from here, inhale forward, coming into your cow. Now you can always come up onto the fingertips if you feel like you need a little bit more space here. And as you exhale, you're going to have the belly button pulling into the spine and arching the back up in for cat. You can always stay in a neutral spine instead of moving to cat if you have bone density issues. So at the feet, next time you inhale up into cow, go ahead and tuck the toes under. And as you exhale, flatten the feet and arch up. One more of these, and then I'm going to let you have a little bit of time to sort of turn the mind off, turn my voice off, and let your body sort of explore. So coming back to center, I want you to close your eyes and just let your body start to move as it wants to. Don't overthink, don't decide what you should do. Don't worry about what I'm doing, just start to let your body move with your breath. Your breath is leading the way, so you're not using the breath to match the movement. It's the other way. You're not using the movement to match the breath, it's the other way around. So allow your breath to feel like a wave in your body and let your body just sort of move out any stuck, stale energy, any stuck spots in the body. You can go side to side if you want to. You can roll through the shoulders and the hips like you're rolling on the inside of a barrel. You can push the hips back to child's pose. Just keep your eyes closed for a few more breaths and let your body figure out what it wants, what it needs. See if you can get your mind out of the way and let the body take over. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, make your way to a child's pose. You can have your knees towards opposite sides of the mat, widening the legs a little bit. Your head can drop onto your hands, your mat, a prop if you need it. If your knees and your ankles don't like your hips to be back that far, then shift forward, taking more weight on the elbows and forearms, and allowing your head to drop onto the elbows and forearms. So remember, make this work for you. If it's uncomfortable to have your hips way back, anywhere between your hips being a little bit behind the knees and all the way back to the heels is fine. It is up to you. Eyes are closed, and just take a moment to just sort of feel how soothing it is to the nervous system, how calming it is to be curled up close to the ground. Just take a moment and notice how you're feeling, how you're breathing. Feeling as the front body is slightly compressed, you're breathing a little bit more into the back body, the back ribs. And just encourage that expansion with each inhale into the back body. And as you exhale, just feel everything sort of soften towards the ground with that exhale. When you're ready, from your child's pose, lift your head a little bit, bring the hands forward. You can leave the knees out wide or just bring them slightly closer together. And you're going to drop the elbows and just kind of scoop low and dive low, coming into your cobra. So just kind of come into your cobra. And from here, you're going to exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Engaging the belly button, engaging everything, you're going to push up through that tabletop and back to your child's pose. Just some low, easy salutes. We're going to do this a few more times. So when you're ready, inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, lower the elbows, scoop low and forward, coming into your cobra. Adjust the hands when you get forward if you need to. And exhale, lower all the way down, carefully engaging the mid-body, push up and back into that child's pose. Relaxing all the way down. We're going to do that one more time. So when you're ready, inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lower the elbows, scoop, coming forward. Once you get all the way forward, inhale into your cobra. Exhale, come all the way down. And from here, push up and back into your child's pose. From your child's pose, go ahead and inhale forward. Take the hands forward and just take one leg back and then the other, moving into a plank. You can always leave the knees down in your plank when we're holding a plank. If you choose to, that's totally fine to do that. So modified or full plank, up to you. From here, I want you to slowly lift the hips and move into your downward facing dog. If you choose not to do down dog, you can always stay in a tabletop position and stretch one leg back, pressing the toes under one, pressing through the heel, and then switching sides. So this is always an option if you don't want to do downward dog today. In downward dog, you're doing the same thing. You're just pedaling out, pressing one heel down and then another, warming up the backs of the legs, trying to press evenly through the heel. So really press down evenly through the whole heel, not letting yourself roll onto the outside of the foot. So you're kind of pressing the whole foot down. And from here, from your downward facing dog, you're going to inhale forward, coming into a plank. Soften the knees, push the hips back, and slowly straighten the legs and press the heels down. Two more times. Inhale, roll. Think about pouring yourself forward into that plank. Knees can be down here if you choose. Go ahead and soften the knees, push the hips back, and then straighten the legs, press the heels down. One more time. Pour yourself forward into that plank. Once you get into that plank, breathe, flow, hold. And then soften the knees. Hips go back, straighten the legs. From here, go ahead and step the right foot forward, press the right heel down. So the right foot is slightly forward of the left. This automatically pulls the left heel up, that's fine. Just press back into the right leg. This is a stronger stretch to the back of the right leg. Let the hips rock side to side. Come back to center and try turning the right foot slightly out. And notice how that changes that stretch. Coming back where the right foot faces forward. Last little press, really getting into the back of that right leg. And you can have a micro bend in the right knee. It does not have to be straight. And release that right foot back. And from here, you're going to slowly start to walk forward. We'll do the left side later. A little bit later, coming all the way forward into a fold. I want to give the arms and the wrists a break. So in your forward fold, just soften the knees a little bit and allow yourself to relax down the legs. You can roll out the hands, giving the wrists a little bit of love. You can have the knees bent a little, or you can have the knees bent a lot. It's up to you. You can play with straightening and bending the legs if you like. You can always straighten one leg at a time. Also play around with where your weight is. You don't want the weight way back in the heels. You want the weight even in the foot. So shifting the weight forward a little bit from one side, then another. Grounding through the feet, making sure those feet are nice and stable, pressing into the ground. And coming back to center, inhale to a flat back. So slide the hands up the legs. Remember, not pushing way back into the heels, having the weight nice and even here. A little lift in the tailbone. And look down at the floor. We have a tendency to want to look in front. See if you can look down so that you're leaving yourself space through the back of the neck. Extending through the crown, extending through the tailbone. Keeping this, I want you to keep this feeling of lengthening and exhale into your fold. From here, soften the knees. Inhale, roll up. Coming all the way up. Inhale, take the arms out and up. And exhale, palms together in front. We're just going to do a couple more forward folds right here. That's all we're going to do. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, dive right into that fold. You can always have your hands on a chair if you don't want to drop super low or bend the knees a lot. So it's up to you coming all the way down. Remember, you're releasing the crown of the head to the floor. So your gaze is back on your legs. Inhale, just bringing the gaze to the floor a little bit in front of your feet for your flat back. And exhale, lower. From here, slowly inhale, come all the way up. Belly button to spine to protect the back, knees soft, inhale up. Palms together overhead, trying to soften through those shoulders, and exhale, bring the palms together in front. A couple more like that. Inhale, take the arms out and up. And this time, if you like a little back bend, just kind of tilt the hips forward to stay out of the low back, a little lean back, and inhale up. Exhale, lower. If that bothers your back, just skip it. And again, totally relaxing into the floor, into the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Nice long spine, both directions. Exhale, lower, grounding through the feet. Belly button to spine, knees can stay soft. Inhale up. Take the arms overhead. From here, you can have a little lean. Inhale up. And exhale, palms together in front. Last one. Inhale, take the arms up. And this time you're going to exhale, lean over to the right. You can look at the floor or over, up at the ceiling, underneath that arm or straight ahead. Come through center, exhale over to the left. Coming back to center, and exhale, dive into that fold. Last one here, really allow yourself to relax, to hang. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, lower. And from here, inhale, take the arms out. Hands together, overhead, reach up, stretch up. You can keep the hands shoulder width apart if you don't want to take them together, if that feels better on your shoulder. And actually a little bit of a pinky rotation in. That external rotation can give you a little bit of space in the shoulders too. So that's always an option here. Reach up, you can look up, exhale, little back bend if that feels okay in your spine. Inhale, back up. And this time just exhale, lower the arms all the way down. A little bit of balance work here before we move on. So we're going to take the leg and extend it in front and extend it in back and move through a little sun salute here. So when you're ready, have some space in the front of your mat. If you know you're close to something that you might kick with your front leg here, then back up a little bit. I'm going to come to the center of the mat. Hopefully I won't kick anything while I'm here. So ground through the left leg. Make sure you're stable in the left leg. A little bit of softening in the left knee, so you're not locking out that knee. From here, I want you to inhale, take the arms overhead, and you're going to bring that right leg in front. Hold it right here. Holding the leg there, turn towards that leg, taking the right arm back, left arm forward. I'm falling out of this. Hopefully you're not. And then come back to center, taking the arms up. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to keep the right foot flexed and take the arms and the leg back, coming forward. Try to lift the inner thigh. And then from here, slowly coming back. This time bringing the knee up in front. Knee is bent. You're going to inhale, take the arms up. And this time exhale, opposite hand to the knee. Holding on to that knee, other arm behind. And just try to balance right here. Take a focal point, it helps. Inhale, bring the arms up. Keeping the leg bent. This time as you exhale, you're going to take the leg back, keeping it bent, lifting the leg bent behind you, and hold it right here. Pressing into that right glute, holding onto a wall if you need to, coming back up in front. Last time, bring the leg in front. This time you're going to extend the leg straight and bend it. You can have your hands on your hips, extend, bend one more time. Last time, hold it straight. From here, taking the leg back. Trying to get your balance. Grabbing a wall like I do when you're about to keel over is nice. And from here, bending the front knee and slowly dropping that back foot, coming into your warrior two. So obviously you may need to make some adjustments like I did just to kind of come into a little bit better stance. That's okay. From here in that warrior two, I want you just to bend and straighten that front leg a few times. Keeping that front knee bent. Nice long warrior. Turn the palms up instead of down. Palms are up. Pushing into the outside ankle on that front knee, so don't let it drift in. And again, how deep you come is really up to you, how it feels to you. Back hand down the back leg. Front hand up. And slowly lower your hand, either elbow to knee or hand to the floor, inside or outside that leg, and I want you to come up and down a few times. Inhale up. Exhale, lower, wherever you want to. One more time. And this time as you exhale, windmill the arms, lift the back heel, coming into a revolved side angle, turning the other way, taking the opposite arm up. You can hold that arm up, you can go for a bind, down the back, opening up that shoulder, pulling that shoulder blade into the spine. Strong in that right leg, pressing through that right heel. Inhale the arm up, and exhale, lower that hand down. Both hands are inside that foot, just kind of sink a little bit. You can heel toe the left foot to the left side of the mat, just drop a little bit, hold it right here. And from here, carefully take the left foot back, coming into your down dog. In your down dog, take the left foot forward, left heel more in line with the right toes. Right heel could come up, that's fine. Just go ahead and press into the back of the left leg. You can have a little rock of the hips, side to side. So the left foot is just slightly in front of the right, but there's still train tracking, so there's still that hip width apart. Coming to center, you can try turning the left foot out and pressing into that hip, noticing if that changes the stretch for you at all. See how that feels, and then go ahead and turn the toes forward again. Last little hold here, really trying to press. You can take the hands a little closer to the feet. If you want to shorten your dog a little bit, that's fine. Making this a really deep stretch in the back of the right hip, right leg. Slowly take the left foot back, left foot back, feet are parallel. Inhale forward through your plank. You can lower your knees if you choose, and exhale all the way onto your belly. Once you get all the way on your belly, flatten your feet, and from here with the shoulders and shoulder blades pulled down away from the neck, I want you to inhale into your cobra. Exhale, lower one cheek, and inhale through center. Exhale, other cheek down. Inhale back to center, last little hold here. Go ahead and pull the foot towards the heel. That made a lot of sense. Heel towards the hip is what I'm trying to say. Look at that foot. Come through center, other side. And last time, little hold. See if you can pick up the hands. And exhale all the way down. Push up through your tabletop or your modified plank. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift the right leg. Lift and bring the right knee to the right elbow. Lift it up. Lower it down. Left side. Lift. And now go ahead and bring the left foot back through and sink with that left leg outside. Opening that hip. Lift that leg up and back. And lift the right toes up. Right foot outside. Sinking into the side. Hold it here. Go ahead and bring the foot onto the mat. If it's off, hands inside. Lower. Hold it right here. Left hand stays down. Right hand goes up. Revolve side angle. You can leave the hand up or go for a bind down the back. Inhale that hand up. Lower it down. Go ahead and drop the back heel. Windmill all the way up into warrior two, other side. Watch that front knee. Once you get here, turn the palms up. And lower the back hand down the back leg. Front hand comes up. Come forward, elbow to knee here, or lower your hand to the floor. Move back and forth. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. And again. One more time, hold it up. Go ahead and release the hands, pivot forward. And we're going to move into that same little balance pose on the other side. So from here, see if you can push off the back foot. Go ahead and give yourself space in front. I'm gonna run into the wall. Push off that back foot, lift it up, arms back, hold it right here. Left knee slightly bent, back foot, don't allow it to turn out. If you can help it, slowly come in front. Lift the knee in front, straighten and bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Go ahead and hold the bend. Lift the arms up. Exhale, hand across, other arm behind, balance right here. Take that arm back, hold it here. Inhale, slowly releasing the knee, take the arms up. Keeping the leg bent, start to take the leg and the arms behind. Lifting that leg behind, balancing right here. Looking down at the floor, hold it here. Slowly inhale, come in front. Extend the leg forward, straight in front, and then bring the leg straight back. Arms back. Take your time, get your balance. Use your belly bend to your spine for balance here. Slowly bring the leg forward. And this time, right arm comes forward towards the left foot. Left arm goes back, hold it right here. So if you're gonna lose your balance, it's okay, come out, come back in and hold. And inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the leg back. Take your time, get your balance. Balance is hard right now. We're all kind of freaking out, so just do the best you can. And from here, back forward one last time. And exhale, lower that leg. Shake those legs out. Shake your whole body out. Shake the feet out from being locked into all those balance poses. Okay, from here, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, dive into your fold. Just hang here for a few breaths. Hands tucked into your elbows. Just relax the crown of the head down. Rock forward and back. Between the heels and the balls of the feet. And remember, the bend in the knees is fine. Just allow your body to hang. Big inhale through the nose. Lion's breath. Stick that tongue out, eyes up. Two more like that. Inhale. Exhale, lion's roar. All the way out. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale, roar. Just let your body hang, relax. Lean all the way, taking all the weight into one leg, shifting into one leg, and then slowly through center, shift all the way into the other leg. And just do that easy little shift side to side a few more times. And then back to center, feeling grounded, settled over both feet. Release the hands. Inhale, flat back. Little lift in the tailbone, reaching through the crown of the head. Head coming out of the neck and shoulders. And exhale, lower down, hands down, feet back, coming into your downward facing dog. And inhale, lift the right leg up. Roll that hip open, stacking the hips, pressing that right foot back. Roll out the right ankle a couple of times. Last little lift here, and I want you to circle that knee forward and around and come right back up.
This time, go ahead and pivot, lift that right leg up and back, pull forward. You can drop the top of the right foot coming into your up dog, drop the knees if you choose, if that feels better on your back. Inhale, lift the leg up, and exhale, lower that right foot down. From here, inhale forward to your plank. You can lower all the way down, come up into your cobra, or roll over the toes for your up dog. Back over the toes. This time, left toes rise. Go ahead and roll the left hip open. Circle out the left foot a few times. Really lifting, opening the front of the left hip, and then from here, roll the knee open from one side of the mat across to the other, and then take it right back up, open it up. Go ahead and come back to the level hips, left leg up and back. And from here, pull forward, left foot flips over, moving into a dog, one set of right toes under, left foot flat. You can always lower the knees if it feels better to you to do that. Inhale, move it back up. And exhale, lower those feet. From here, go ahead and cross the feet, walk them forward a little bit, and drop your knees, and just roll back over the legs, taking the feet in front. Or, since I can't see you, get to the floor however you like. So once you come all the way down to the floor, I want you to have the legs out long, seated stack. Go ahead and pull the flesh out from under the sits bones. On both sides, you can really feel the sits bones. You can have your feet together or about hip width apart. It's up to you. Try to get a little bit of a lift from your hands pressing down into the mat. Back and front ribs lift. So don't just pull the front ribs up. Really feel that through the back ribs and the front ribs. Grounding through the palms, the sits bones. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, lean down the legs any amount. So you can always stay with your hands here. You can have your hands grabbing onto the feet, onto the legs, whatever you get hold of. If you are really tight in the hamstrings, bend the legs a little, or bend the legs a lot and make this more of a sitting child's pose. So it's really not child's pose. No. My mind is in a complete blanco right now. Anyway, so you can have your legs bent, grabbing onto the feet here. If you want to, happy baby, that's what this says. So happy baby is fine if you want to play with happy baby, or you can have the legs a little bit straighter. It is up to you. Wherever you are, just try to kind of soften your body into that position. And then from here, inhale, come up. Take the hands behind you, leave the legs where they are, and just kind of pull the shoulder blades together, open the chest, open the heart, lift the chin, look up. From here, inhale the chin forward and down, take the arms overhead, and exhale down the legs again. Remember, you can take the feet a little bit further away from you. If they were bent a lot this time, just see how it feels. If your legs were really straight and you want to bend them, it's fine. Just find a place where you're feeling a good stretch in the hips and or the backs of the legs. And just lean down the body and see if you can soften and relax. Breathe. Keep the jaw relaxed, not grinding your teeth. And inhale, slowly release where you are. Hands come behind you, so you can have your palms where the wrists are closest to the hips. If you want to try turning it around, that's fine. You can play around with the hand placement. But for what we're going to do, I think opening the shoulders, it's better to have your fingers pointing towards the back of your mat. So shoulder blades are squeezing together, belly button to spine. Nice and long, reaching through the top of the head, trying to keep the chin in as long as you can, and then look up, open up. Staying grounded on the front edge of your sits bones. And then slowly bring your head forward. Last forward fold here. Take your legs a little bit straighter. If you have pretty bent, if you've had them straight the whole time, try bending them a little bit. Just a different position. Last one. From here, grounding through the palms, the sits bones, getting that feeling of really stabilizing, grounding, noticing the position of your sits bones, the whole position of your pelvis. You don't want to really be dropping into that posterior tilt. You also don't want to over-exaggerate coming forward either. It's kind of that nice neutral position. Neutral position should feel, it may feel a little weird if you're not used to it, but it should feel eventually pretty effortless. This is where our bodies like to be. From here, inhale the arms up. Exhale, come down the legs. Remember, you can grab onto the mat, the legs, the feet, whatever you get a hold of, and just try to let your body relax. So if you always grab onto the toes, try grabbing onto the outside of the feet. Also watch pulling the shoulders way out of the socket. See if you can kind of keep the shoulders in the socket as much as you can, because tight, you don't want you'll think your legs are getting longer and really your shoulders are just getting pulled out of their sockets. Look down, keeping the crown of the head reaching towards the feet. Soften anywhere that you can. Last few breaths here. We're kind of easing into this, allowing our body to take time to adjust, to relax, to soften. It takes time for those layers and levels of tension and resistance to sort of start to dissolve away, melt away. That's why you don't go right into your edge and the stretch in the beginning, because your body will fight you, and then it's counterproductive at that point. You're not really getting out of the stretch what you probably want to or should. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, big sigh. All the way out. Soften, relax, in and out. Again, breathe in. Exhale, soften. All the way out. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, soften. All the way out. And slowly slide the hands up the legs or bring the hands all the way up. This time you're going to take one hand behind you, leave the legs where they are, and you're going to take the opposite arm up. And as you exhale, you're going to take it across, either on the mat or on the leg, and just do an easy little twist right here. Inhale the hand you reached across, up and back, and switch sides when you're ready. Other arm up, across, turn, look behind you. And slowly inhale towards the front, scoot forward. We're going to go ahead and lie down. So legs forward, move through Navasana boat pose, come down with a lot of control, nice and slow, all the way onto your mat. Control descent, and stop almost before you touch the mat if you can. Hold it right here. And drop all the way down. Big long stretch through the whole body, reach. And exhale, relax the arms by the sides, palms up. Last little thing we're going to do here, a brief little core exercise before we start to really slow it down and move into Shavasana. So go ahead and bend your left leg and take your right leg straight and lift it to where the right knee and the left knee are approximately in the same line. And you're going to flex the right foot. So taking the arms overhead, you're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to pretend that you have a ball in your hand, and you're going to slowly roll up and touch the ball towards your foot, and then touch it to the knee, and then touch it to the hip, and then take it overhead. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring that ball up, touching it to the toes, touching it to the knees, touching it to the hips, and releasing it all the way down. Last one, deep breath in. As you exhale, lift, coming up. Reach for the toes, reach for the knees, reach last little hold, and go ahead and drop the right leg down. Left leg long, big stretch. Walk both feet in. We're going to do a quick little bridge to stretch out the front of the right hip. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So palms down by your sides or blade of the hand is down. I like to do a little bit, I don't really love the internal rotation much. My shoulders do too much of that anyway. So I prefer the blade of the hand down, but you do what works for you. From here, inhale, pressing into the feet, lift the hips up. Coming up into the bridge, try to keep the ribs down. At the same time, you're lifting the hips if you tend to be a rib flarer, like I do. And from here, exhale, lower all the way down. Stay right here, but let the left leg extend straight, left knee, lined up with the right knee, arms overhead. Deep breath in as you exhale, come up. And reach the ball to the toes. Reach the ball to the knees. Reach the ball to the hip. Not quite all the way down. And then let that go. 2 more times. Inhale, come up. Feet. Knee. Hip. And release all the way down. Last one. And grab it onto that ball. Coming up. Feet. Knee. Hip. Last hold. And drop down. Legs long, arms overhead. Big stretch, reach. And exhale, bring the arms out from your hips, palms up. You can kind of lift the shoulder blades, pull them down the back. I always like to do that because it just feels better in my neck. Go ahead and walk the feet in, back hip width apart. And from here, plant the feet, lift the hips up. Moving into a bridge, see if you can soften the ribs down and just lift those hips. And slowly exhale, lower the hips all the way down. Go ahead and take the feet about the width of the mat or wider. Drop the knees over to the left, just let them relax there, and look over the right shoulder. Just hold it here for a breath. Starting to kind of relax into the mat, recognizing that we're slowing everything down. We're so much closer to Shavasana than we were when we started. And take a big inhale here. And exhale, sigh. Let it go. From here, slowly move through center. Knees drop over to the right while you look over the left shoulder. I'm not going to do that because then I'm talking to the wall, but just know that you're looking over the left shoulder while your knees are to the right. Hold it here. Try to relax into gravity as much as you can. Gravity's doing the work here, very little effort. On an inhale, come back to center, head and legs come to center, and allow the knees to drop towards each other, sort of a little sacral release, reset. Hold it right here. Head, your gaze is right up at the ceiling. Hold it here. And I want you to breathe into the lowest part of the spine here. Breathe into the belly, into the tailbone, into the pelvic floor, through the sides and hips. I want you to breathe. Inhale big into that whole area. And exhale with a sigh. Let it all go all the way to empty. 2 more times. Inhale into that whole pelvic bowl, lowest part of the spine, tailbone, low belly, big breath in. Exhale, sigh. Let all that air come out. Totally release, relax all those muscles. 1 more time. Inhale, really opening up. Feeling big, expansive in that whole low part of the body. And exhale, let it all go. The bottom of the exhale, take the soles of the feet together. Knees drop open, bound angle. You can always support the knees with something. If you need to, palms. Go ahead and have your palms on your belly for this, if you like. If you don't, palms out are fine. But I want you to kind of have your palms down on your belly and feel your breath. Feel your belly rise and fall with your breath here. Eyes are closed. And just inhale and exhale right here, feeling that belly rise on the inhale, but it's not just the belly that rises. You're still breathing into the hips, the low back, the pelvic floor. And you're exhaling, softening, relaxing, totally letting go of any tension, feeling safe, supported, secure, right where you are on the ground in the space that you're in. And one more breath here. Inhale, filling up the whole low belly, pelvic bowl, hips, below the belly button, tailbone. Fill up with air and then exhale and just allow everything to soften as you gently squeeze, compress all that air out of the body. And then I want you to let go of all effort in your breath, not trying to breathe a certain way, just letting your breath is not something you have to think about and regulate. It's automatic, so just kind of surrender some of the control, some of the effort around your breath. Go ahead and carefully bring the knees back together, extend the legs long. We're moving into our Shavasana. So you can put a blanket underneath your head and neck. You can put something underneath the knees. If you're near a chair or a sofa, you can put your legs up on that chair. On the sofa, you can always have your knees bent with the knees kind of dropping in towards each other. So find a comfortable position where you can truly relax, because this is where your reward is. This is your dessert, if you want to look at it that way. So don't skip this, because this is one of the big rewards of a yoga practice, is the rest, the stillness at the end. And stillness is a discipline like anything else. It can be challenging for some of us, but it's still a worthwhile effort, because you don't want the fluctuations of the mind to always have control over the body. So once you get situated, just try to surrender all effort in your breath, all effort in the body. I want you to almost consciously feel your whole body just let go and melt into the ground, into the mat. And each breath you're going to feel move through your body as a cleansing breath, like a wave. And imagine that as you're breathing in, you're inviting in softness, ease, peace, calm. And as you exhale, you're surrendering the guarding, the worrying, the gripping, the tightening, the bracing. And each breath peels away another layer of that rigidity, of that hard bracing in the body, and each inhale brings in the softness, the suppleness. And just keep allowing each breath to bring that balance into your body. And the only thing you have to do is lie there and just be. Stay in your body, in your breath. If the mind wanders, notice the wander, bring it right back. The itch, the urge to scratch, the itch will pass. The urge to move will pass if you let it. So just let yourself be in this stillness, in this breath, in this moment, in this Shavasana.
Without moving or changing a thing, just notice how you feel. If you would like a longer Shavasana, I encourage you to take that for yourself. So just go ahead and mute me and just lie there in your Shavasana as long as you like. Otherwise, just take a moment and notice your breath, your body. And I want you to inhale in the right foot. Feel your breath move up the right foot. The right leg coming all the way up to the right hip. And then moving across the body to the left shoulder. Wrapping around the left shoulder, coming up the left side of the face. Exhaling down the right side of the face. The right shoulder. Moving across to the left leg, all the way, the left hip. All the way down the left leg and out the left foot. Next breath comes in the left foot, all the way up the left leg to the left hip. Moves across the body to the right shoulder, comes up the right side of the face. Exhale, moves down the left side of the face, left shoulder, across to the right hip. Moves all the way down the right leg and out the right foot. And next breath comes in, both feet, moves up the front of the body, across the front, the tops of the legs, the front of the hips, the belly, the ribs, all the way up from the fingers to the shoulders, past the chest, up over the face. Your exhale moves down the back body, the scalp, the back of the head, the back of the neck, the back of the spine, either side of the spine, all the way down to the hips, the backs of the arms to the hands. From the hips all the way down the legs and out the heels and the bottoms of the feet. And when you're ready on your next breath, just slowly start to wiggle fingers, toes, just easing into movement, lazy little wake up stretches here. And when you're ready, go ahead and take a big, long, lazy stretch on an inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and roll over onto the side of your choice. When you get onto your side, just curl up onto your side and notice that connection that you have with the earth. Feeling grounded, supported, stable. The one constant is always the earth. So whenever you're feeling a little bit stressed, a little bit of anxiousness, worry, creeping into your body, try to get close to the ground, close to the earth, and just feel your body through the contact points, absorbing the calming, soothing, relaxing qualities that you get being close to ground. That's what it means to be grounded. To feel calm, relaxed, close to the ground. When you're ready on an inhale, slowly push yourself up, coming into a sitting or kneeling position. Palms together. When you get there, palms together in front. And once you get there, just take a moment and place your left hand and then your right hand on your left hand over your heart. And I want you to take a moment and just give yourself a little bit of love, a little bit of acknowledgement, appreciation, gratitude for taking some time for yourself. You can only really pass love on to others as much as you're willing to and able to love yourself first. And slowly bringing your hands together in front into a prayer position. From here, inhale, a little subtle lift from the tailbone all the way up. And just lift the chin, open up the front, look up. As you exhale, slowly bow your head forward to your fingers. And if you like, you can touch the thumbs to the center of your third eye. Just acknowledging appreciating the inner voice, that inner wisdom that we all have.
and trying to allow space in your day to listen to that voice, to honor that voice when you can. Eyes open, adjust to light, focus, and when you're ready, lift your head all the way up. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I apologize for the delay, the little technical glitch, but hopefully you were able to join us anyway. And remember, you can always, hopefully you have access and you can watch this later because the videos, I believe, are up and available all day. So if you missed us this morning, hopefully you've caught us later in the day. So anyway, have a great day. Keep taking care of yourselves as much as you can and adjusting to this new normal. We all are. Change is painful, but it's part of life. So have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.